In the Roaring '20s, America was drunk on prosperity, jazz, and a sense of limitless possibility. Yet beneath the shimmering surface, a scandal was brewing, one that would expose the dark underbelly of power and greed. This was the Teapot Dome scandal, a tale of bribery, corruption, and the abuse of public trust that would leave an indelible mark on American history. The United States Navy, transitioning to a modern oil-powered fleet, held strategic reserves in Wyoming and California. Enter Albert Fall, a powerful senator from New Mexico and Secretary of the Interior under President Warren G. Harding. Fall, a man of ambition and questionable morals, saw an opportunity in these oil reserves, not for the nation's benefit, but for his own personal enrichment. In a series of secret deals, Fall leased the reserves to private oil companies, accepting bribes and loans that amounted to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1920s were a time of tremendous change and growth for the United States. New technologies like the automobile and the airplane fueled a growing demand for oil, a resource that was quickly becoming essential to American life. The Navy, understanding the strategic importance of oil, had secured the Teapot Dome and Elk Hills reserves as a safeguard for its growing fleet. These reserves, containing millions of barrels of oil, represented not just fuel, but national security. However, the control of these valuable resources also attracted the attention of powerful businessmen, men like Harry Sinclair and Edward Doheny, titans of the oil industry. As Secretary of the Interior, Fall had the authority to lease the Navy's oil reserves to private companies. Fall, however, was not immune to the allure of wealth and power, and his decisions would soon have far-reaching consequences. At the center of this scandal was a cast of characters driven by a potent mix of ambition, greed, and a sense of entitlement. Albert Fall, the orchestrator of the scheme, was a former senator from New Mexico who had risen to become Secretary of the Interior under President Harding. Harry Sinclair, a ruthless oil tycoon and the head of Sinclair Consolidated Oil Corporation, was one of the primary beneficiaries of Fall's corrupt dealings. Sinclair, known for his aggressive business tactics and lavish lifestyle, saw the Teapot Dome lease as a way to solidify his dominance in the burgeoning oil industry. Edward Doheny, another powerful oil man and the founder of Pan American Petroleum and Transport Company, secured the Elk Hills lease through a series of backroom deals with Fall. These men, operating in a world of political favors and backroom deals, believed themselves to be above the law. Their actions, however, would soon draw the scrutiny of the press and the public, setting in motion a chain of events that would expose their corruption to the world. The heart of the Teapot Dome scandal lay in the secret agreements forged between Albert Fall and the oilmen, Sinclair and Doheny. In 1921, Fall leased the Teapot Dome reserve to Sinclair without competitive bidding, a move that raised eyebrows even then. The whispers grew louder when it was discovered that Sinclair had loaned Fall a staggering $300,000, a sum that was never repaid. This loan, later revealed to be a bribe, was just the tip of the iceberg. Fall's dealings with Doheny were equally suspect. In exchange for the Elk Hills lease, Doheny provided Fall with a loan of $100,000, again, a transaction masked as a personal favor, but reeking of bribery. These deals, made without the knowledge or consent of Congress or the public, were a blatant abuse of power. While Fall and his cronies operated in the shadows, rumors of their shady dealings began to circulate. Washington, D.C., a city built on whispers and speculation, was abuzz with talk of bribery and corruption within the Harding administration. The first public accusations came from a most unlikely source, a disgruntled oil man who had been shut out of the Teapot Dome deal. His allegations, published in a small newspaper, caught the attention of a few vigilant journalists and politicians who sensed a bigger story beneath the surface. One of these individuals was Senator Thomas Walsh, a Democrat from Montana known for his integrity and tenacity. Walsh, suspicious of the secrecy surrounding the oil leases, began his own investigation, meticulously piecing together the trail of corruption. As Walsh dug deeper, he faced resistance from powerful forces determined to keep the scandal under wraps. The mounting public pressure and Senator Walsh's relentless pursuit of the truth forced Congress to act. In 1924, a special Senate committee was formed to investigate the Teapot Dome and Elk Hills leases. The hearings that followed captivated the nation. For months, the committee grilled witnesses, examined documents, and slowly peeled back the layers of deceit surrounding the scandal. The nation listened with a mix of outrage and fascination as the details of the bribery, the secret deals, and the abuse of power were revealed in court. The hearings exposed a web of corruption that extended from the halls of Congress to the opulent mansions of wealthy oilmen. Telegrams, letters, and financial records painted a damning picture of greed and betrayal. Yet the Senate committee, led by the unwavering Senator Walsh, persevered, determined to expose the truth, no matter the cost. The revelations of the Teapot Dome scandal sent shockwaves through the nation. The trials that followed captivated the public and exposed the deep-seated corruption within the Harding administration. Albert Fall, once a powerful figure in Washington, became the first cabinet member in American history to be convicted of a felony while in office. He was found guilty of accepting bribes and sentenced to a year in prison, a symbolic fall from grace for a man who had abused his position for personal gain. Harry Sinclair and Edward Doheny, the oil tycoons who had bribed their way to lucrative oil leases, also faced legal consequences. While they managed to avoid prison sentences for bribery, they were convicted on other charges related to the scandal, their reputations tarnished and their empires shaken. The Harding administration, already plagued by allegations of corruption, was further damaged by the Teapot Dome revelations. The scandal eroded public trust in the government and cast a shadow over Harding's presidency. The Teapot Dome scandal, while a stain on American history, also served as a catalyst for reform. The public outrage over the scandal forced the government to take steps to prevent similar abuses of power in the future. One significant outcome was the passage of the Federal Corrupt Practices Act of 1925, which aimed to regulate campaign financing and limit the influence of money in politics. While not a complete solution, the act represented a step towards greater transparency and accountability in government. The scandal also led to changes in the way the government managed its natural resources. The leasing of public lands for oil and gas exploration came under greater scrutiny, with reforms aimed at preventing future abuses. It served as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, and the importance of a vigilant press and an engaged citizenry in holding elected officials accountable. The Teapot Dome scandal, despite fading from the headlines, left an indelible mark on American politics. It stands as a stark reminder of the corrosive effects of corruption and the fragility of public trust. The scandal tarnished the reputation of the Harding administration and cast a long shadow over the Republican Party. It fueled public cynicism about government and raised questions about the influence of big business in politics. The Teapot Dome scandal also highlighted the vital role of investigative journalism in holding the powerful accountable. The tireless work of reporters who exposed the scandal helped to bring the truth to light and ultimately led to reforms. The scandal's legacy continues to resonate today, serving as a cautionary tale about the importance of transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct in government. The Teapot Dome scandal, for all its complexities and nuances, offers timeless lessons about the importance of transparency and accountability in government. First and foremost, the scandal highlighted the dangers of secrecy and backroom deals. Open and transparent government where decisions are made in the public eye is essential to preventing such abuses of power. Second, the scandal underscored the need for a robust and independent media. It was investigative journalists, often working against powerful interests, who brought the scandal to light. A free and independent press, willing to hold those in power accountable, is a cornerstone of a healthy democracy. Finally, the Teapot Dome scandal demonstrated the power of an informed and engaged citizenry. Today, the Teapot Dome scandal serves as a stark reminder of past mistakes and a call to vigilance. While the scandal itself may seem like a relic of a bygone era, the issues it raised remain relevant in the 21st century. The influence of money in politics, the revolving door between government and industry, and the erosion of public trust in institutions are all issues that continue to plague American democracy. The lessons of Teapot Dome, therefore, remain as relevant as ever. The scandal serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the abuse of power can happen anywhere, at any time. It is a call to remain vigilant, to demand transparency and accountability from our elected officials, and to never take our democracy for granted. It reminds us that even in the face of corruption and abuse of power, the truth has a way of coming to light.